Alright, Privyet, comrades, TFCom here. I realized just now this may not be the best time to do a video since my dishwasher is running. I'm sure you guys can probably hear that. I haven't done a face video in a while, so I figured you guys were missing me. I mean, I love my gaming videos, and I'm probably gonna go do one in a few minutes. But, guys, I haven't done a face video in a while. So my hair's getting longer. I'm gonna try to get it in dreads down the back. I think they're still considered dreads. They look like dreads. I'm going for the Norse look, so you know the Vikings, the hair all the way back, so I consider that dreads. I didn't have too much to talk about. I still don't have any word from CPS, which got me really annoying. Worried, you know. I only have until the 13th, so not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And by the time you guys see this, it will already be Sunday. So, next week. That's the last day I have for them to contact me. They said we'll contact you in 30 days if we're approved. You know, if they want an interview. If they don't contact me, I don't get an interview. And I guess I don't know. I don't know what the process is for that. If you don't get approved, or if you don't even get an interview, can you apply again? Do I try in a different county? And then what are the rules for that? Do I have to have lived in the county for a certain amount of time? I mean, I have a lease right now. I can't really leave Tyler. So it's like, do I start working in, like, Mesquite County? I mean, that'd be, like, about 2 hours, about 2 hours at least to get to Mesquite. And I would own the entire, I'd be in the entire county, so I'd be, like, 2-3 hours each direction, you know. Probably not that much, probably about 2 hours each direction. Because you would do all of Mesquite County, you wouldn't just do the city. So, I mean, as it is, I'm going to be 2-3 hours each direction for Tyler. Alright, well, Smith County. Tyler's just kind of in the middle. So, I don't really know what the process is for that. Do I get to apply again? Do I have to try a different city? Different county? Because it'd be a lot of work to work in Mesquite. But they're the next closest county that I know about. Terrell is a county, isn't it? If that's the case, then that's only about an hour away. Hour and a half. I could technically do that, but I definitely want to try to work in Smith County because that's where I'm living, you know. I wouldn't want to drive all that time to get to my main office and then have the whole county, you know, for me to go around. And as it is, I'm going to be putting on a lot of miles on my car. And my poor little duct-taped baby is probably going to need to be replaced when I get enough money, because if you're driving hundreds and hundreds of miles a month or so, it's going to fall apart. As it is, it's hanging on by a thread. So, you know what, if I get this job, I'm going to need to, you know, definitely going to need to get a better car eventually. But, I say if I get this job, I really want to. The biggest thing right now is that I haven't even got an interview. So I could do all this effort, freak out so much about an interview, and then I could still not get the job if I even get the interview. So they have until next Sunday to contact me to schedule an interview. And then I don't know how far they'll be. They may want me that day to come in. I don't know. And then after they schedule the interview, then there's still a chance I won't get the job because I could do bad in the interview. And I have really bad experience with interviews. Anytime I'm trying to look for a job, I usually apply to like 5 different places. I get an interview with maybe 3, and then I get rejected by all of them. I think it took me, it took me like 5 or 6 months to get the job at Dollar General because I just was applying everywhere. And I said 5 jobs as what I applied for. I probably applied a little more than that. But basically, nowhere's hiring. And if they were, they're like, well, we want you to have server experience. And I'm like, well, I only have retail experience. So, I don't have to tell you. Or someone was like, you definitely have the job. Like, you seem amazing. We're probably going to get you the job. Just wait for a call. And then never got called. That was going to be at Bahama Bucks. So I'm really kind of... I love Bahama Bucks, but they were really rude in that way. Because they were just like, you know, you have a lot of language skills, obviously. I I had management skills. Everyone else who worked there was a lot younger. They were like 16 to 18. Like, they were really young people. So, like, you needed an older person to be, like, a manager job. Like, you came really well dressed and respectful. And so, what tells me with that is that it probably was simply the trans thing was why I didn't get the job. Because, you know, they were like, your language skills, wow, you know, you have all this experience and everything. I never worked food, that's true, but I had management experience, and they seemed really impressed. You know, with the resume, when they were talking to me on the phone, like, you know, talking to me about it, like, through email and stuff, and then when we met in person, they're like, oh, and I think that's where it gets you. They're just like, oh, you're a man, and your form says female. So I think that was honestly the reason, and then maybe the reason why I've had issues in the past. But what's getting me now is I'm just like, I don't even know what the holdup is here, you know? They said the job opening has been there since, I think it said January, and maybe I waited too long, maybe they already gave the job to someone else and they just haven't taken the posting down. I don't know, but I'm getting really worried because, you know, this is literally my dream job. I ran away from home to go to school to work for this job. Like, that has literally been my entire goal in life. So, I don't know. Would I have to go to a different county? Like, if anyone knows that stuff, please let me know. What are you boys doing? My cats are going crazy. But it's like, I don't really know what the rules are about that. And if they're not hiring in your county, like, if they give the job to someone else, would I just have to go to a different county anyway? There's pretty much no jobs you can get in psychology field unless you have a master's, and I only have a bachelor's because CPS only required a bachelor's. This literally was what I went to school solely for this job, so why would I go to more school when I didn't need it, you know? I was thinking maybe eventually I'll go back, but honestly, I barely skimmed by passing, if you guys remember that. So, you know, I went to school for this job. I ran away from home for this job. Like, I got disowned because I wanted to go to college. And I wanted to go to college solely so I could work for CPS, so I could better the system because of how badly they had done with me and my siblings, you know. When you call, like, at least once a month, and they keep dropping the charges, something, you know, it should at least be a red flag. And if they can't find anything on you, if it's been once a month for, like, 2 years, that seems kind of suspicious, you know, but they'd always just drop it. But, you know, not much you can do about that. So I'm just going to try to, you know, better the system was my goal. And I purposely made sure not to say that in my, like, little essay about why I wanted to work here. I'm not going to be like, I want to better the system. I was like, you know, I'd love to be part of something so good, etc., etc. You know, I went on a full essay about it. But, I wasn't going to be like, I'm going to fix your problems, because that definitely would sound a little off, and they definitely would not want to hire someone who was coming to fix things. They're going to be like, okay, no, we've worked here for years, you're just some new person, straight out of college who thinks they know what's going on, you know? So I definitely didn't want to get that aura off to them. I'm sorry, I'm trying to a little bit of clean my place while I'm doing this, because my cats keep running into everything. So I'm trying to avoid their... get it so they don't hit as much stuff. Some cords and stuff back up. Remy! Say hi, Remy. Dante. No, you're not Dante. You're my new baby. I got a new baby. Come here, Steve. Steven. Steven Rogers, come here. He's my little Steve. And that's just because he's this itty bitty little thing. Yes, Remy, I see you. He's an itty bitty little thing, but he's a fighter. Like, he will tackle you at the door. He'll do everything. And then, you know, if someone else comes and even, like, looks at me, he just, like, stands there like, no, I'm protecting him. He's mine. Here's Dante. Dante, say hi. No, he looked at you guys. That kind of counts. But, so he's my little Steve, because he's, like, a pure ball of rage. But he's tiny. So he's, like, the scrawny before Captain America stage, you know? Steve. He doesn't... he's weird. You call his name or anything, he's purring really loudly. But he doesn't want you to pick him up. He's more of like, you come to me. Or, and you can pet me. He doesn't even really like that much. It's more of like, he'll come to you and want attention. But he wants constant attention. But you don't come to him, or else he'll leave. And it's like, you're calling for me, I walk over there and you walk away. It's like, come here, Steven. Are you gonna stay still for a little bit? Look at him. Look at my boy. Smile. No? Look at me. You're a cutie. You're a cutie. Yes, you are. No, don't leave me. This is what I was talking about. He left me all alone. Steven, come back. You can blame it all on me. Steven, come back. I don't even know why I call him Steven. Like, my goal was to call him Steve. And, like, Steven if he's in trouble. 'Cause I don't know why I do that. Like, they always have a full name. And then, like, a trouble name. Like, I had a cat, Nosy. And when he's in trouble, it's Koala Nose. Dante, when he's in trouble, is Dante Virgil. Remy is Sir Remington. So he was gonna be Steven when he's in trouble. And I just keep calling him Steven. I guess he's always in trouble. I can see that. What are you doing? Remy! Come play with me, Remy. Play! Alright. But, for those of you who saw my video about Java, I didn't make a front video. It was a gaming one, and I just started talking about her. And for those who haven't, Java, my rat, has started to have seizures. We're not really sure what caused it. I think it's just old age. But she's having seizures 3-4 times an hour. Like, it's very, very a lot. And she seems to be doing okay. Steven! See what I meant? He's always in trouble. What are you chasing? What are you chasing around the house? Did you catch it? Kill whatever it was. No, I don't even know. There's nothing there. Steve, you knocked over everything on your way here. What the fuck is going on with that cat? Okay, but, I was in a serious moment, guys. No, Java started having a lot of seizures, and I separated her, because when I first started seeing that, I was like, maybe they're gonna do something. You know, I haven't seen them do it before, but I've heard a lot of stories of animals that, you know, when one is dying, they kind of starve it, or, you know, kind of suffocate it sometimes, even, for food, for space, you know. It's a huge cage, but for how many I have in there, it's a pretty good, probably at max what I can get in there. So, I mean, it's possible. I didn't see him do anything rude to her, though. But I separated her, and she's at the point now she can't move the entire left side of her body. Like, those legs, her front and back leg, her eye, like, she can't do anything there. She can't even turn her head that direction. It only turns the other way. Which is weird. But she can't see out of that eye. Like, her whole side of her body is just limp. And it seems more like a stroke, is what my friend was saying. Maybe it was a seizure. I can't really tell what it was, because she keeps falling over on her back. And then, like, spazzing like she's having a seizure. But I can't tell if she's having a seizure, or if that's just her trying to get back up. Because she fell over. So, I don't know. But she keeps falling over a lot because, you know, she can't move the left side of her body, so she can't move right. Keeps trying to jump and run and play, and she just can't do it. But, for those who are wanting to know, stop breaking my shit, Remy. Remington! Why today? You never act up. Steven's a bad influence on you. Oh, he's looking all guilty now. I'm sorry, baby. Give your daddy a kiss. Come here. Daddy's sorry. He didn't mean to yell at you. My boys. Come here, Dante. Remy. Hello. No? But yeah, so those who are worried about her and stuff like that, she is definitely not better. She's still doing all her seizures and stuff, or strokes, or falling over, or whatever it is. And I still have her separated because of that. But she's still eating and drinking. She's running around, like, she's acting normal, like she's, you know, wanting to be carried and played with and stuff like that, like she usually does. Steve, I'm trying to record a video. You're being very loud. Children. Can you see him? You see that little troublemaker? Hello. Notice how the top's been bit off. That's how. See, I've had all these cat toys and stuff like that around my house for like years, it seems. And no one's ever used them. And now this little kid, everything is amazing. He's probably, I mean, he's full grown, probably. He's just really tiny, especially compared to my other boys who are huge, you know. But yeah, so she's doing okay. And she's still being as playful as ever and everything else, but she can't move that side of her body. And, you know, and she's not stopping with those little fits there. So, I don't know. She's a pretty old rat. They're supposed to live 1.5 to 2 years, in extremely rare cases 2.5 years, and she's 4 years old, so she's ancient. And, you know, I'm hoping she does okay, because she's talking and, you know, being her normal self. She just can't move right, and it's getting her really frustrated. Like, if you try to help her up when she falls over, she smacks you with her tail. She's like, I can do this myself, you know. But other than that, she's as playful as ever. She's just like, you know, I can do this. She doesn't hurt. There's no injuries anywhere on her physically. Like, I don't see any wounds or anything. She doesn't mind me playing and tickling her like usual. So she's not sore or anything. It's just that she keeps falling over. I have noticed some fleas. I noticed one little flea on her cage. And I haven't seen anything else on the other rats, and I haven't seen anything on her. It was just sitting like on the outside of the cage. So she might be getting fleas, but I don't see anything on her when I scratch her or anything else and play with her. And I don't even know what you could do for rats. If anyone knows anything about that, I would gladly want to know. If a rat gets fleas, what do you do? Because like I flea treat my cats, and whenever that happens, I've had times where the rats do get fleas. You know, it comes off the cats onto the rats, because whatever. They usually don't stay very long. I have used some stuff, bird stuff. It's a killer for mites, you know, for birds. And you're supposed to hang it outside your bird cage and, like, absorbs them or something. Or, like, maybe it's a bait. I'm not really sure what it is. But you can use that. And I've used that, and it does get rid of the fleas. But I don't know if that's actually safe to use for rats. You know, because they're not eating it or anything. But I also don't know if anyone has a better way to do that. Because, you know, I don't really want... He's insane. But I don't really want, you know, to hurting them or anything like that. And it's kind of an expensive thing. I don't know. If anyone just has any good ideas for what helps with fleas on rats. I don't think they have any yet, but if there's like a good preventative, there's a certain food they can eat that makes them not want to stay on them. You know, I'd gladly learn about any of that. What are you doing, Steve? Sit still. He's like running back and forth the house, just like screaming. What are you doing? Remy looks so tired. He's like, please, make him stop. I'm an old man. Remy, you are an old man. No? I'm right here. Dante's hiding now. He's like, please make him leave. Boop, boop. Him and Dante are always fighting. Hello. This is happening now. You're on camera. Do you see yourself? Oh, Kitty's sneaking around the back. He sees him, he's like, don't make him come here. Hello. My hair smell good? Okay. This kitten has been, like, obsessed with the rats. He keeps, like, looking in their cage, kind of pawing at it. And I haven't seen anyone bite him yet. I'm not worried, because I don't think he can hurt the rats. I think they can hurt him. So I'm like, well, that'll be your lesson. But, like, he's just, like, watching them. It's really... I guess he doesn't know what they are, or why they're in a cage. Like, maybe he knows they're supposed to be animals or something like that, but then why they're in a cage. Hello. Ratos. All the ratos. Well, there's 2 ratos. We're missing more ratos. Where's Stroop and Patches? Stroop, Waffle, Patches. Oh, there's Patches. Hello, Patches. It's hard to do this in front facing when I'm not facing front. And I see another tail in there, so it must be Stroop. Hi, babies. And Java is still being as friendly as can be. Java. Say hi, Java. See? She's just sleeping. But I keep having to check on her because the way she lays, she doesn't look like she's breathing. So I keep having to, like, poke her, and then she'll, like, and, like, freak out. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you, but I want to make sure you're okay. Yeah, I really, she's my favorite rat. And I know you're supposed to have favorites, but, like, she knows tricks. She can go through mazes. She can go through all these things. She can, she loves riding on my shoulder. She's the only one that actually likes being held and, like, pet and stuff like that. All the others just want to run around and play. She likes just being held like a baby, and you holding her in her arms. She loves tickles. She's so fat and soft, and I love her. I mean, I don't want to be like I don't love my other rats, but she's my favorite. She was really with me through a hard time. When I first ran away from home, I only had the clothes on my back. I had nothing. I got my driver's license like the day before and just got in my car and left. I didn't really tell anyone I was going. I just went because I wanted a degree and college was going to start. But she was the first pet I got when I went there. She was technically a birthday gift, but I had to pay for. It was a weird thing. It was more of, I visited home, and I knew I'd been told I would be disowned for going to college, but I decided I would still visit home, to kind of see, surely my mom wouldn't hate me for that, whatever. And I visited in June, and as you guys know, my birthday's in March, but I visited in June because, end of semester, etc., etc. I had nowhere to go because you can't live in the dorms when you're not attending classes, which was the worst thing to me. Even though I was doing online classes, I could not still live in the dorms. Very difficult because, again, I had nothing. So what was I supposed to do? Rent a hotel room? Like, I didn't know anyone. So I went back home, hoping maybe I could stay for the summer or something. Maybe at least for a week, anything. And my mom says, I'm going to get you a birthday gift this year, which was really weird for her. And she's like, you want a rat, right? And I'm like, yeah, because, my sister had rats growing up, and I loved them to death. And my sister, when she ran away from home, she left her rats. So I raised them. And, I started off terrified of animals in general. And those rats really made me love animals, especially rats. Like, rats are like my spirit animal now. I love rats to death. And so when she came back, though, from running away, she took her rats. Like, she came back for the rats and left with them. But I had them for about a year. So I'd always been talking about how much I wanted a rat because I love them so much, So she's like, you want a rat ride? Let's go get you a rat. And that was kind of weird because I was like, first of all, it's way past my birthday. And second of all, I'm getting a... Okay. So we go to the store, and I didn't actually get Java at this point. I got a different rat named Cupcake, which Cupcake has unfortunately passed away about a year ago. About a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, she passed away. And I got Cupcake and a rat cage and everything. Like, my mom was pulling all the stuff, like, this fancy cage, this fancy food. And I was like, awesome. And they go up to the front, and she's like, you're paying for it. And I was like, well, crap. Because I got really hyped up over this rat, and I didn't have enough money for a hotel room. How am I going to pay for all this stuff, But it had already been scanned. There's a big line behind us, and I was just like, and I'm the type of person that I don't take anything off. Like, even if I can't afford it or it's more than it should be, I don't speak up because I'm just too afraid to. So I take out all the money left in my savings to pay for this rat cage, rat food, etc., and the rat. So she was a birthday gift. Um, about a, much later, almost, it's been about 5-6 months later. I've been looking all over. I want a hairless rat, and I've been Googling it. I've been talking to breeders. I've been trying everything. So I find one around my mom's house, about an hour from my mom's house. And I talk about how I'm going to get it. I tell my brother and everything. And then she tells me, my mom contacts me saying, I have to get my brother a rat. Thankfully, she bought him a cage. Same cage as me, of course, but it was bought for him. Figures. And, but I had to pay for his rat. And he wanted a hairless one too. So I looked for all this time for a hairless one, and they're very expensive. They're a regular rat in a pet store is about $5-6, sometimes up to $8. Hairless ones are about $30, sometimes even $40. So we go, and I pay all the money left in my wallet, my gas money, everything, to get my brother and me a rat, because I went all this way, I'm getting a rat, you know? So I spent all this money. I barely make it back into Tyler with gas, you know. But I have my hairless rat, and that was Misha. I named her Misha Collins, because she was very strange. And the reason I got her is because I wanted a hairless forever, but also because rats are really social creatures, you know, they need two of them. And, hey, that's Silk. Steven Rogers, man. You need a Bucky to set you straight. You're gonna need... Steve! You knocked over Garnet. No respect for other people's property. Now he's going in his kennel, so I guess he thinks he's in timeout. But, so then I got Misha, and I called her that because she walked backwards. She was blind. She ran into things. She looked really funky. Like, one ear was bigger than the other. She was hairless, so she looked weird there, too. She was just a very, very weird rat. And Misha and Cupcake, I took them on walks, on leashes, and stuff like that. They went with me to Starbucks all the time. I always held them out for the neighbors to pet them. Like, they were very, very socialized, very loved, everything else. I bought them hundreds of dollars worth of toys all the time. Like, all my money I'd ever get from a job back when later on when I got a job, would go towards the rats, and I'd eat, like, ramen. But everything was for these rats, you know? And, then Misha starts getting really sick. She starts getting really, really sick. And I don't really know what it is. She just... it may be what Java's going through, honestly, but well, it was more for her. She started getting, like, real rashes on her and stuff like that, and, like, sneezing really bad. And she did have those little fit seizures, too, and she was just looking really bad. And she would sleep all day and, like, never want to come out or play. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. She also kept falling off of things and, like, hurting herself really badly when she did. Like, our coordination was all off. Which, now that I'm saying out loud, does sound like a lot like Java right now. Which is why she's in a cage with no levels, because I don't want her to fall. So she didn't look like she was going to make it. And her and Cupcake were a mated pair. Which, for people who don't know that, that's basically... usually a male and female who have been together for years and years and years, and they already decide, they want to be like boyfriend, girlfriend, basically. Because a lot of animals in the animal kingdom, some of them will mate with others, but usually they're pretty loyal, like humans sometimes are. But, they're usually pretty loyal to their mate, so a mated pair. But my joke was they were a mated pair and they were lesbians, because they're two girls, but they were always... sexually grooming each other, eating each other out and, like, humping each other. It's like they were very much together. My video recording is going to end in a few minutes, so I'll probably have to do a part 2. Haven't done that in a while. So I had them, and then she looked like she wasn't going to make it much longer. So I go and get Java. Java was a specialty rat. She was a Norwegian rat, which all my others had been American rats. There's not a huge difference between them. Norwegians get a lot bigger, and they're a lot fluffier. They're also a lot softer. They're a chinchilla. They're as soft as a chinchilla, so they're very, very soft. Um, they're just more broad and bulky. They're kind of like, pits are more like bulky dogs. There's more like a bulky there. Um, they actually gain fur throughout the whole year. If you keep your house too cold, they'll gain more and more fur as if they think it's winter, which is really cool. So maybe I need to keep it cold, make it really fluffy. But so I got her, and I paid a few dollars for her. She's probably like $5. I found her as a feeder, and I was like, whoa, that one's special. That one's not a normal feeder. And they're like, yeah, I think there was a mix-up or something, but, we're selling her as a feeder. I'm like, I'm taking her, So I got the specialty rat for really cheap. And loved her instantly right away. She wanted to play and do tricks. Like, she was a very, very friendly rat. And I kind of got her as a replacement for Misha, so that Cupcake wouldn't be alone. But I fell in love with her fast, and then Misha ended up living like another year. Like, she lived a much longer time. And she like got better, and she was fine. But they were all friendly as can be. And Cupcake, I told you, died about 2 years ago. So all I had was Java. She was what was left for me. Around that time, I lost my job. I had a boyfriend kick me out because I managed to finally get a place where I could live, and he kicked me out. So I was living in my car. I had like a little travel thing, like a little like cat carrier that had my rat in it, because my old cage, they had chewed through the bottom of it. So just a lot added up on once, and I was living out my car with this rat, and that's all I had. So she's very, very important to me because of that. And she was all I had. So I really don't want her to have to pass away. I mean, I don't want any animal to pass away, but she's a very special one to me. I don't know. I guess I won't make a part 2 because I'm kind of done with my story. But, hoping for CPS and all that stuff to catch up. But anyway, TF Calm signing off. Bye.